Welcome to our pre-show, and thank you for watching, especially all of our replay viewers out there. We'd like to remind you, you can always join the conversation. Comment if you're a woman machinist, or if your local or district has a woman president or an officer. This is our last episode of Women's History Month, so we're so glad that you joined us. And you can listen on and watch on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. So I'm going to get my computer going here so I can see who is joining us, and I can click on our stream. And today we are not only going to talk to a Machinist Union member who is retired, Pat Lehman, who is going to be joining us from Wichita, Kansas. We are also going to talk to someone from BuildBuyUSA. We'll talk to Sandra Engle, who is going to tell us about a really cool contest going on. I actually have a poster here, Make It in the USA, which the prize, there are 4 prizes, and will each score $5,000 cash. So this is really important if you are a singer, an actor, an animator, ranters, poets, screenwriters, painters, rappers, videographers. You know, there's a song contest, there's a video contest as well. So we really hope that you will get the information. You can go to buildbuyusa.org/contest for more information on that. But you'll hear all the details from Sandra Engle coming up in about a minute or so. So we're waiting until everybody gets notified about our show, and we'll start up right at 3 o'clock with the official show, but we just wanted to get things going for those of you who wanted to join the conversation early on Facebook or Twitter. And if you're watching on YouTube, we do have the live chat option, so you can make a comment on live chat on YouTube as well. All right, so people are starting to join. We have Mike has joined. Ramon Garcia says howdy from the Southern Territory. Mike says Lobster 207 here. Lobster 207, they run lots of great lobster contests where they give away lobster, so you have to check out their page on Facebook as well. All right, Joyce Shepard says hiya, Tanya. Hi, Joyce. Nice to see you. We have about 13 seconds, 10 seconds, and we're going to officially start the show. Rich Luciani, if I say it Italian, he joined us too. So,
activate your voice! Activate it now! Live from Maryland, this is Activate Live!
Welcome to Activate Live. I'm Tanya Hutchins, coming to you from Machinist Union headquarters in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Today we continue to focus on Women's History Month, women machinists, and as always, information to help you, our members, and workers everywhere. Take a look first at this video celebrating Women's History Month. We're in the heart of Women's History Month, a monumental time frame that's celebrated around the globe. Today, we're taking a peek back in time to the 1950s and 1960s. We'll look at the lives of women machinist members in this historic month of March. The first thing you notice is a groundbreaking commitment to gender equality in many union halls across the country. Here, a diverse group of IAM committee members meet and mingle in Connecticut. In 1958, sports took center stage for working-class women in Canada as the Machinist Union sponsored all ladies hockey teams. In West Palm Beach, Florida, Elizabeth Hughes received recognition for serving 50 years as a machinist member. And a few hours south, several African American women celebrate 15 years of membership in the IAM. During the 1960s, women machinists were on the shop floor building supersonic fighter jets like these two talented members in Fort Worth, Texas. Finally, athletic achievement and local lodge loyalty converged in Cleveland with Stella Walsh, an IAM member who worked at a toy factory. A few decades earlier, Walsh was an Olympic gold medal winning sprinter who won the 100-meter dash during the 1932 Games in Los Angeles. Whether it's serving as a local lodge leader, producing super slick combat fighters, or running for Olympic gold, the motivated women of the Machinists Union have a history of playing critical roles in labor. That video was produced by Communications Representative John Lett, and it's wonderful to look back at our history. Well, now we head to our Southern Territory, where a retired Grand Lodge representative has quite a story. As part of Women's History Month, we're talking to various women of the IAM, and today we have the pleasure of speaking with Pat Lehman, who is in Wichita, Kansas. Now, Pat, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
Well, first tell us when and how you first joined the IAM.
Oh, I went to work at the plant, and my dad had joined the union when I was 9 years old, and he said, if you're going to go to work at the plant, then join the union, and I did in 1965. That's a long time ago.
Which plant was that?
Oh, which plant? Beach Aircraft.
All right. Now, who were some of your role models or influencers when you first joined the labor movement?
Well, there weren't very many women in leadership positions. I'm somewhat of a history buff, so I read about Mother Jones, and I admired her courage and her dedication at a time when women really were not out in the field trying to organize as she did and living as she did. And later, as time went on, I had the opportunity to meet Addie Wyatt, who was from the Butchers Union, and Addie was just a terrific person. She was very, very smart, and she was very good to mentor and bring along women. She was just an excellent role model.
Now, you actually moved...
I met her at a women's conference, actually.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
See, that's wonderful. We have so many women's committees now, and we're very proud of that fact. What leadership roles did you hold in your local? Because I know when you joined, you said there weren't many women leaders.
Well, we had always had at least one woman on the executive board. I actually was elected to the COPE committee, or the Committee on Political Education, and I was elected as a representative to... At that time, we were in the Midwest states, or in the Midwest Territory, so we had a Midwest states conference every year, and I was elected as a delegate to represent my union in that, and my local, and then I was hired by the district to be an organizer, particularly in community and political education.
Well, we have a message for you on Facebook from Ramon Garcia. He says, Pat helped organize my local 2916 in Corpus Christi, Texas. Thanks, Pat.
Yes. Well, you're more than welcome. I remember it well, and it was a great experience, and I appreciate you guys very much.
Now, Pat, you meet young women who may just be entering the workforce, or they may be entering a union job for the first time. What message do you have for those young women union members?
First of all, believe in yourself. Believe in your union. I always remind people, as a woman, we had the right to vote in our union before we could vote in the United States, which I thought was always very interesting. But believe in yourself. And when you are working very hard and you see an opportunity for another job, another position, something that would help you in your union, go for it. Don't sit around and think just because you're working really hard and doing a really good job that somebody's going to come along and tap you on the shoulder and say, we have this great opportunity. Why don't you go for it? No, you step up, you find out who's in charge of deciding who gets that job or that position, and you put yourself forward.
Pat, before you go, we had our Director of Communications, Bob Wood, dig through the archives, and he found some photos. And I think they're from your retirement. Do you remember this?
Yeah, that was retirement. Yes.
Excellent.
You can tell him I've lost a little poundage since then, thank goodness.
Bob, she says she's lost a little poundage since then.
Yeah, that's
so
a group
of
state representatives behind me. That was a group of state representatives behind me that were at my retirement.
So those were from Kansas?
Mm-hmm. They were the House Minority Leader and several state representatives from Kansas, yeah.
And because you mentioned representatives, I know one of the things that we try to embark upon young people is the importance of voting for people who vote for us. Is that another thing that you tell young people?
Absolutely. That was really what I worked most on as a union person, as a union in the field, was to help people understand how critical it is to register and get out and vote and pay attention to what these people do when they're in office. They are your employees. You don't work for them. They work for you. You pay their salary. You should know how they're voting on issues that you're concerned about and vote accordingly. If they're not following what you know is in best interest of working families, vote the suckers out. Because that's
right.
The only thing you understand.
Can I quote you on that?
You certainly can.
Vote the suckers out, she says. Well, Thank you so much for joining us, Pat.
It's been my pleasure. I love the fact that you're doing these podcasts, and I really appreciated the opportunity to be involved in one. So remember, register and vote, and they've got a bunch of folks coming up in 2018 that need to go home and stay home.
All right, so we'll do the research and we'll look at those records, and hopefully everyone will activate their voices at the voting booth. Thank you so much. We hope that you will join the conversation on Facebook by commenting. You can reply on Twitter, or you can use our live chat feature on Facebook, and you can let us know if you're a woman officer in your local or district, or if you have a women's committee. I checked over on Twitter, and a lot of people have retweeted us already, so thank you very much for that. And we have hashtag @Paxman, who is retweeting us in our video, so we appreciate that. His headline is "No Surrender." So thank you very much to everyone who has been watching us on whatever platform you're watching us on. So now our friends at the United Auto Workers have a really cool contest going on through its BuildBuyUSA program. There's a song and video contest with a $5,000 prize to update the Look for the Union label jingle. Now, I grew up with that jingle. Remember, look for the Union label. I can't sing very well, so I don't know if I'm going to enter, but you can celebrate American Made and win $5,000. 4 will win, and one of them could be you. And you see the website right there. Full details at buildbuyusa.org/contest. Sandra Engle joins us from Build by USA with more on the Make It in the USA contest. I think this is the 3rd time that we've had Sandra on, so she's a regular now. Now, this is a creative way to focus on the value of manufacturing and buying products domestically. Sandra, was that the initial goal?
Yeah, it was definitely one of the goals. I think because so many of us have felt so under attack with the pressure that was put on the labor movement through the outside sources, we feel like we're always kind of fighting back, that having the opportunity to sort of take a pause and say, let's do something that's a statement about who we are, where we're not responding to how people are characterizing us, that we can actually put out there the principles that we believe in and make it something joyful, make it something that people want to be a part of. It's refreshing. It's something that we should do more often. We don't really get a chance to do it because we live in an age where we just have to fight, and fight back all the time. So definitely that's a part of it. And it's also a recognition of the power of art, the power of things like songs and jingles. Because as you said, Tanya, you remember, it's drilled into our heads. We can all kind of just start singing that song with very little prompting. And that was just a song. That's just like, I think there's 8 lines in that whole song, and yet most of us can just from memory recite it. And to have that kind of magic, to have that kind of indelible marking in our heads, and to be able to create a 2018 version of it would be really cool.
Tell us a little bit about the history of that jingle from the 1970s. Do you know how that one came about?
So it's interesting. At the time, the union was ILGWU, which the modern version of that is Unite HERE through all the mergers. But it was the International Ladies Garment Workers Union, and they mounted this public education campaign. And the song was actually written by a woman named Paula Green, and Malcolm Dodd wrote the music. And she was actually a PR person in Park Avenue who tended to work on some progressive causes. She had a bunch of corporate clients too, but she was herself a vanguard in an age when women were not big ad executives. And so she wrote this jingle, and they had a choir at the ILGWU, and they performed the song and ran it as a commercial, ran it as what we would call today a PSA. So that's why we hear a lot of it. A lot of us remember this in the morning during the news programs that would show up at 7 in the morning as we're going to work. And it didn't run for that long. They did different versions of the song. They would update it. But it was just this magical moment where that song got captured. And something really cool, Tanya, about this contest is that, as I said, Unite HERE, which is the modern ILGWU, they've given people entering this contest the rights to actually remake and sample the original song, which is something that's almost never done. So really, literally, we are asking people to remake this song. You can sample this song. The song is available to you to use artistically to make your message about why you want to build and buy in the USA.
Now, this contest, Make It in the USA, let your art guide your activism. What are the categories when you break down this contest?
So basically, the only there's several restrictions on the contest. It's got to be submitted as a video, and the length is 4 minutes. But we're giving out 4 prizes, recognizing that even though the song that we're asking people to consider was a song, but in 2018, the way people communicate could be an animated video, a vlog, a rant, any number of ways that we communicate that's beyond just songs. So we want to recognize that that's a way to communicate. So our prizes are as follows. Giving $5,000 to the best original song. And then a bonus prize for that category is the American Federation of Musicians in Los Angeles, Local 47, has offered to do a professional recording session for the winner of that song, the song of their choice. They have a brand new state-of-the-art recording facilities that they're making available to the winner. So we thank them for contributing that prize. The next prize category is what we're calling not song. So basically it's anything that's not an original song. It covers the animation, the rants, the vlogs, pretty much any other means of communication that fits in a video. Again, $5,000 prize.
That's amazing.
The third prize category is just for union members, meaning after the first two winners are picked, the next highest scoring video done by a union member will automatically get a $5,000 prize. But we are guaranteeing that at least one of these prizes is going to go to a union member. And we need to do that. We need to recognize the hardworking union members every day who are being a big part of this contest, who are contributing to this contest. So it could be that all categories will be won by a union member, but definitely at least one will. Then our final category, after we award those 3 prizes, is that we're going to put up the next group of the highest scoring videos up for people's choice. So it's going to be go promote yourself, go get people to vote for you, and whoever collects the most votes out of that period is going to win another $5,000 prize. So there you go, $20,000 in prizes going to 4 people submitting 4 videos.
That is amazing. We have a labor union band called Union Nation, and I know that we hopefully will have some people submitting from the IAM. So you'll get some submissions from us, no problem.
Yeah, and just just to make it really clear, all it has to be is an original song. If it's a song you wrote 10 years ago, it's a song you wrote last week. It's a song, as long as it speaks to the themes of our contest, that's pretty much it. And if it's a 4-minute requirement, you get it up on a video. We'll look at it. We'll consider it for a prize.
Now, Sandra, you have some pretty amazing judges. Tell us about them.
I know. I mean, seriously, we're in the midst of, we're so far joining our judging panel that I can announce to you is John Acosta, the president of the Federation of Musicians, LA, talked about the prize that they're donating. Heather McGee, who's the president of Demos, and many of you have probably seen her on a lot of the talk shows. She's an absolutely thoughtful leader in the progressive community who thinks a lot about the issues that are near and dear to all of us. Musician Tom Morello, radical activist leader. He's just an amazing person who's always been there with labor. I remember listening to him when we were in Madison fighting what's going on there with the labor unions against Scott Walker. Also joining is Michael Goy, who's a cinematographer, Emmy-nominated cinematographer, who's also on the bargaining committee for IATSE. And also Dan Navarro, who's the international vice president of the Screen Actors Guild, AFTRA, the Recording Artists and Singers.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and we just put up a video from him yesterday where he actually gives advice to people who are thinking about entering the contest about the kind of things that judges are going to be looking for that I definitely encourage people to check out. And then most recently, we got a new judge who came on board, Common.
Yes.
Common's going to be part of our judging panel, and we couldn't be more excited. So I think it speaks to them believing in the message behind this contest, them wanting people to connect their art and their activism and create creative content that we can all 20 years from now still be humming and still be singing to each other. And so I hope that union members, progressives, students, anyone who believes in the values of our campaign will think about being creative and submitting a video.
I can't wait to hear the submissions and watch them. This sounds so exciting.
Yeah, me too. So they're coming in every day. The contest is open until April 25th. So it's super important that you get your submission in by then. And so yeah, and you know, I always tell union folks, because I speak to a lot of them about this contest, even if you yourself don't feel creative enough to make this video, you all know somebody who is, whether it's your kids, neighbors, your nephews. But tell them about this. If you shared your values with them your whole life, as you've raised them, as you had relationships with them, tell them that this is a chance for them to now creatively express what it is that they learned, how it is that they live their lives, the kind of communities that they want to build for the future.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Sandra. Is there anything you wanted to mention that we haven't talked about yet?
No, but I really always appreciate you guys having me. And I also want to thank Pat. I mean, just listening to her story, it reminds us that there are so many people who carved the path for all of us. I mean, Women's History Month is one month when we focus on this, but we should focus on honoring the women who came before us all the time, all the labor leaders who came before us all the time. And so I really was inspired listening to her, because I know it was not easy for a woman to be in a manufacturing facility in her generation. Very difficult.
That's true.
And that she stuck it out and stood up and became a leader. It's just awesome.
We're so glad that she did stick it out. And you're right, every month should be Women's History Month.
So
Thanks again.
Yep.
Well, as Sandra just said, the submission period runs through April 25th, and the winning videos will be announced on June 1st. For more information, you can visit the website www.buildbuyusa.org. That's BuildBuyUSA.org. And you too can join the conversation. Thank you so much to everyone who has so far. This is making me chuckle, because Betty Hutchins just said, hello from Seattle 751. I met Jim Hutchins a couple weeks ago in Hollywood, Maryland. So I said that Jim was my brother from another mother. But thank you for joining the conversation on Facebook, Twitter, and on YouTube as well. Susie Valor says, yay, Sandra. Dave Lehive says, hello, machinists. So we thank all of you for joining us. And over on Twitter, thank you for everyone who has retweeted us. We had RJ Brassfield retweeted us, Jim Turner, Alfredo Silva, and Paxman. I'm just going to call him Paxman, who says, no surrender. So thank you very much. We have to get the people on YouTube to do some more live chat, so we'll work on that because we'd like to talk to you on there as well. So thank you for joining the conversation. We appreciate all the likes, the shares, and the retweets. Well, as far as our calendars go, we'd like to give you a shout out to all of the classes meeting at the William W. Wimpesinger Education and Technology Center in Hollywood, Maryland. The shout out to Strategic Approach to Organizing for our Eastern Territory, Negotiation Preparation for Bargaining, Leadership 1, and Aviation High School, which visited IAM headquarters in our studio this morning. You can see them right here, bright young minds. They received a tour and they learned the benefits of being in a union. So we're going to watch their careers carefully. We have upcoming deadlines coming up fast, April 23rd for the Federal Employee Program. We also have a special event coming up in Hollywood, Maryland on April 14th. That's a Saturday. It's an IAM 5K walk and run for Guide Dogs of America. Now, it's held on the perimeter trail around the Wimpesinger Center, and don't worry, it's not timed, but there will be prizes for the top overall finishers. Guide Dogs of America was founded by an IAM member and provides guide dogs and instruction in their use free of charge to blind and visually impaired people in the United States and Canada. Here's our meetings calendar. The Tennessee State Council of Machinists is meeting April 13th to the 15th in Huntsville, Alabama. And yes, Tennessee is meeting in Alabama. The border is not that far. The Michigan State Council meets in Jackson. The New England Council of Machinists meets April 13th to the 15th in Plymouth, Massachusetts. And the Canadian Labour Congress Council is meeting April 15th to the 17th in Ottawa, Ontario. Other special events that we have coming up, the IAM 2018 Rally and March is April 4th in Memphis, Tennessee. So we have a delegation of IAM members going there for the 50th anniversary of the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And the IAM Legislative Conference is May 7th to the 9th in Washington, D.C. There's still time to get in on that. The TCU Convention is July 24th to the 26th in Las Vegas, Nevada. Registration is also open for the IAM Aerospace Conference in Fort Worth, Texas, September 11th to the 14th, focusing on key issues affecting our members in North America, like new technology. And just a reminder before we leave for you to attend your union meetings. That's your chance to make your voice heard on the local level. Find out what's going on and join together because there is power in numbers. We're going to leave you now with an oldie but goodie. It's a video from 2016, and some of the titles may have changed of some of the people in the video, but this video is about women of the IAM featuring a song performed by Pension Administrative Manager Lisa Hyde on the first Union Nation CD. So we'll see you next Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, New Pacific, and 9 a.m. Hawaii time.
As a young working woman, I'm grateful to those women who stood strong for equality. I mean, they're the reason I am where I am today. I'm proud to be a part of this union. I'm proud of these women. You know, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them.
Women's been oppressed for a long time, and we must be part of the process.
We fought for our rights for such a long time, and now we're at a point where we're really getting our voice heard, and we like to represent. You know, we want to be out there giving voices to the other members that feel like we're not doing enough for them, and that's why I stepped up to become a union member.
And in our union, we have two women that are very high up, and we're very proud of both of them. So that is also a step in the right direction.
My mother raised us to be fighters, to expect to be treated a certain way in the workplace, but to demand respect.
Why is it that we have to fight so hard to get the exact same thing as a man? Why are they telling us we are not worth? You know, we're doing the exact same work. We should bring everybody up. And it's not just people in the union. We're the ones that set the bar. The union is the people that set the bar for this.
We're all looking for the same, better quality of life, better work rules, and we want to represent you.
Women's voices must be heard.
We need more women in the union.
A woman's place is in her union. We organize and stand for equal rights. Hardships and discrimination, ongoing battles we continue to fight. Dedicated to get the job done. A woman's place is in her union. Fearless and productive, embracing and strong. I'm a union woman, and this is where I belong.